Yeah, so we're going to do the oil pressure sensor, and it is down there. And if you're watching this, then that means you've already probably looked at other videos trying to figure out where it's at, how to get to it. And real quick, I'll show you where it's at. I can go underneath the truck. And that is it right there. So definitely not the easiest to get to, especially when you have a differential in the way. So if this was two-wheel drive, it'd be a different story. We removed the air cleaner box and all that stuff that's right here. And now we're going to move this out of the way, the coolant overflow. And so there's two bolts
13mm
that are 13mm, and we're going to move those, and we're going to disconnect this line and this line, but
we're going to see if we can lay it.
Yeah, we're going to try to move this out of the way without disconnecting this line. We'll see how that works.
These have these fast clips, and if you come in at it kind of at the side, not the easiest thing, but if you bring it, see how it clips in, then it's out of your way. You can just stick this up out of the way somewhere so it's not in your way. Alright, so we've got these pull loose. Be sure not to lose your ring. Put that in the little bowl there.
You can always use a magnetic bowl.
Alright, so we've got these not loose. This rocks out right here. Those attached around there. And the whole thing should just flip right up. How's it doing?
So we were losing fluid out of this line right here, so just want to make sure that you pay attention for any fluid loss so you can catch it so you don't lose too much fluid.
All right.
See it at all?
So there it is. And it's got tape around it. We've got to get loose. Yeah, it's got a wall in it.
Alright. So while trying to get the tape off, I actually did just disconnect it. And that's it right there. So
Remember, it's got to get a ratchet on it, if possible.
look at that. here's where the socket is going on there now. Alright, so there's the socket, and there's the socket. I've already busted it loose, so I'm just gonna work it on out. Unfortunately, it's about the best angle I can get. So as hard as this is coming out, it's probably going to be just as hard or more hard going in. There it is.
So one of the things that they say happens to it is the oil, it starts failing, and you'll see oil up inside the tip of it like this, and there's oil all up in there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the bad things about this particular engine, and a lot of people complain about it. If you look online, you'll see a lot of people. One guy said he had to change his twice within 6 months. So
Just keep
yeah,
that
it's
in
definitely a flaw to this engine. But mine has 182,000 miles on it here, and this is the first time this has ever been off. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But anyway, we've got another one, a new one to put in.
So, where's that? There's the connector. You want to give it a little cleaning before you connect it back on.
You can see there's oil all up in there. It's nasty. You want to give it definitely a shot and clean that out. We're going to take care of that real quick, and we'll come back to you. Hey, baby.
So we got that cleaned up, as you can see.
You can clean that with a mass airflow sensor cleaner, or work fine to clean that out. You could probably use carb cleaner, although I don't know how rough that would be on your connector. But I know the mass airflow is dielectric, so it won't affect anything. That would be what I would use.
So one thing we're going to try to see if we can make this easier is we disconnected the negative post off the battery, and we're going to go ahead and disconnect
You can look down
this.
in there and you can see the actual hole where it goes.
That's
It's
it
down
right
in
there.
Yep, that's where it goes.
And this main red line is this power line is
an alternator.
So I'm going to take this nut off and remove that, move it over to the side, and we'll see if that makes it easier to get to. And this is it right here.
Now that I think is a 10 or better. I couldn't see really the size. Oh, that's going to be a 13. Look at that. That sure does make a difference, don't it?
Is that the That's the hole right there. So I really just taped a Q-tip to a little stick, actually a popsicle stick, and I am just slowly wiping out, which you can see what I just grabbed out of there.
And that's the old Teflon tape that came off the other sensor.
And that should be okay right there.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
Put it in the sockets, try to put it in there.
No, I'm going to try it with my fingers here first. Alright, so I got the alright, I got the sensor in there. It was not easy, but I just did it by hand, obviously. And I'm gonna go ahead and
Tighten her down.
tighten it back down. And just so you're aware, I wasn't actually able to get my ratchet with extension or a elbow in there, so I'm actually using a ratcheting box end wrench on the socket itself. So you'll either have to get creative, or maybe you'll be able to get something in there to do it, but this is how I'm doing it.
And this is a socket for a spark plug, actually. And it's got a wrench end on the end of it that he's able to put that on, that ratchet. And it's got Teflon tape on it. I don't know how tight you have to get it, but I know that it snugs up pretty good. I've put them in before in other vehicles. I think that's about got it there, brother.
Yeah.
There it is. Nice and pretty.
Got that clicked on there,
It sounded like a click.
and we'll go ahead and connect this back up.
Back.
Alright, so that's everything put back in there, and then from this point you're just going to reverse everything that you did, put everything back together, hook everything back up. Alright, well, I hope that helped, and I would really appreciate if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Alright, later.